What's going on, guys? Sync-WaVey back here with some more GBO2, and we got some more footage of the C1. I'm enjoying this suit very much.
Why'd you
Um,
pick it then?
I'm basically making people kind of like think of like, yo, actually, I want this suit now. You know what I mean? Because it really is the best support in the game right now. I'm not understanding. I mean, but it's per other people's personal opinion. I play a pretty high level, played the game for a very long time, and when I see something that is far superior than other suits, yeah, especially when it comes to getting away from raids and all that type of stuff, this is the only suit that can successfully do that. I mean, I showcased a video of that happening. Surprisingly, some people still think the MLRS is the king. Um, don't see how. Like, that thing gets shredded by raids. So I'm not sure how they think that. This is literally
I'm out of there.
the only suit that can get away from most of the raids in the
But that
game.
that that man.
The Hammer was definitely, in my opinion, was the best support in the game until this suit came along. Um, Even the Seventh Gundam's toolkit is way better and way more versatile than the MLRS. I'm not seeing how, like, MLRS is
Bruh,
simple.
I did 4K to this man.
Yeah, you can shoot your missiles and all that, but the majority of the time,
There you
you
go.
MLRS
Nice.
players, you're hitting your teammates, man. Let's be real. Like,
Sorry.
you guys are hitting your
Yeah,
teammates,
yeah,
man.
man.
And it's very annoying. Um, I mean, there's your occasional good
My niggas.
MRS players, and if you go by the best MRS player versus the best seventh or the best Hammer or the best C1 player, I think the C1 is the king, the Hammer is the queen, and the seventh is the jack, and the MRS is the pawn. Nah, I'm joking. But let's put it this way. If you're very good at shooting past the MRS's shield, uh, the shield doesn't really matter anymore. You know what I mean? If a raid gets up on behind you, say like, against Smart 2 Cubies, so this is what we're playing at, man. You know what I mean? We're playing against Smart 2 Cubies. At the lower
Oh
cost, the
my
MRS
days,
is
bro. What did
definitely
you do, my
viable.
man?
Like, it's definitely good.
Bruh, I'm telling you,
To
man. Do
say
not
it's
drop
better
that beam,
than
bro.
the Hammer is kind of like
Oh
a
my days.
stretch right there. Because the Hammer has balances,
Leave my
and
fellow support
if
alone.
it gets in a situation with a raid where it has to boost away and
I'm
then
getting
like
out of there,
maybe
fellas. I'll
tackle
see
if
you
it
tomorrow.
has to, well, it can do that. The MLRS can't do that. The MLRS has to boost away and
Oh,
shoot. It would first it has to shoot a rocket first, and then boost away and try to shoot Vulcans. Okay, if a Mark II Cubely is on top of it, on top of MLRS, it's completely dead. Hammer can actually survive on with certain builds, and people
by the
try
bathroom.
to make their suits survive at least an onslaught from a Mark II. Because even if it's a sliver of HP, it's still surviving, you know. And the MLRS, no matter what you do to the MLRS, it ain't surviving. It just isn't. Alright? Now the C1 on the other hand, also the 7th Gundam can also survive. You can get that 7th Gundam to max melee, especially on the 600 cross. So MLRS 550 is good there. 600 it can hang. 650
He's that
well,
good
pick
that he
another
would really
suit.
support
You
the
know,
vet team.
it, I mean, yeah, you people say, oh, they do really good against the Cuba-Leagues. It's like, no, it don't. Like, I've literally uploaded footage of me destroying MRSs. I've never once thought, this MRS. I mean, yeah, the MRS does get annoying sometimes, but it's not to the point where I'm like, bruh, I'm scared of the MRS. I will push the MRS, man, with the QB. Like, and I'll just shoot my funnels at it, you know, and stun them, you know. Now the QB is nerfed. Is it really nerfed to the point where it's going to stun less? Like if I shoot it in its shield with a beam rifle, with the beam gun, and then shoot some follow funnels, well, I'm gonna easily stun it. If I shoot the surround, it's gonna stun it. You know, it ends up shooting past the shield. You know, so yeah, I'm just not seeing this MLRS doing good versus Cubely Mark twos. And like for instance, look at me now. Like, I'm literally flying away from that 3v2 so I can get a different position, right? I just wanted to kind of show this, right? Because you got the poor SARS was over there. I left him uh, to get killed, but you know, I ended up killing the Dovan. Well, ended up getting killed by the A1. The A1 would have chased me, and I would have been running away from it. But everybody has died. I didn't want to stagger my life. Everybody died there. I didn't want to stagger my life even longer, and then we get, you know, spawn staggered. So it's kind of better for me to just die there, and you know, like if I was just, you know, running away, kind of like what like look at now, like Chrome's about to die and people are spawning then. It's kind of like that's what would happen to me. So then we get spawn staggered. Gives them a chance to like bring back the fight. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's better to like, you know, just bite the bullet and just die and like everybody spawn around at the same time instead of getting spawn staggered. So keep that in mind. That's a thing that even like Overwatch players do as well. Like if they know the team fight is finished, like you just die. Don't try to stagger. If you stagger, it's actually beneficial for the enemy team when you stagger like that. So yeah, keep that in mind. I mean, look how much damage this thing does. Like, bro, MLRS couldn't keep the pressure up like this. Like, let's be realistic, man. Like, yeah, you can spam your Vulcans and boost towards them, but like, you don't really, and like when your missiles are done, I mean, what are you doing next? You just waiting for a reload. You just spamming your Vulcans. Like, you can't do nothing. Like, this suit doesn't need to full charge the shot, so it can actually keep up the DPS without overheating. If you really think about it, it can keep the pressure up way more than MRS can, and it can fly and chase after targets that are low that are trying to run away because they're not about to turn around and try to shoot you and shoot you out the sky. And it like I need to extend this video because I got some more to talk about this. So yeah, continuing that. Yeah, basically being able to chase things and like DPS them down is way more higher DPS potential than any other support because I I can if I can not if I don't get shot out of the sky, and this is why I say why this thing would be busted if it had short dampness because it literally that would be the point, right? If I had a short dampness and I can't be shot out of the sky, I can increase my DPS potential and literally melt generals from full HP to nothing because it's harder for me to get shot out of the sky. You know, by the time say someone shot me, right, and I'm I'm literally hammering into them with the you know, the charged shots, the uncharged shots, and then follow up with the beam guns. Like, they're gonna get stunned, and then with my team behind me, they're gonna get more stunned. And like, well, I can't get straight out of the sky and just like keep on, you know, laying down the fire. If I make sure I don't overheat my weapon, I'm gonna at least get 3 uncharged shots off, which all do about 3k, you know. And then like each beam from the 5 beam guns like do like 1,000 a pop. Like, are you insane to have a shutdown for this, bro? Like, shutdown for this, bro. Like, come, like, that would be so broken. You would, bro. I'm telling you, you guys will all quit the game at that point, man. You'd be like, oh, nerf the C1, like, but you wouldn't know what to do to it to like nerf it. And the fact that they didn't give it shot dampeners keeps it in a balanced place. Because you're going to see me be able to use my transformation and not get shot out of the sky. Not all the time, because obviously that would be completely broken if I, like, you will see me fight an A1. Well, you obviously, like, earlier you saw me fight an A1 and he shot me out the sky and down swung me, right? So imagine now if I had shot dampeners, that A1 had no chance. I would have committed to the push and not tried to fly away, because I wouldn't be worried to be shot at the sky. So I would have just shot at him and just ripped into him, and he would have died because he was low HP. But the fact that I don't have shot dampeners saved his life. So now just think about that, man. Just think about that. You don't want a support to be able to do everything, because that's the whole point of the name support. Support is support. You know, it's supporting the general, supporting the raids. It's not a general, right, which is doing the maximum damage. And I'm doing the maximum damage. That's the thing. You know, you got those special supports like Hammer, and this C1s, and in some cases the 7th, that are literally doing general stuff. You know, they're literally doing general stuff. So, you know, it'd be completely broken, and man, it would be a raid's worst nightmare, man. It'll make the raids basically like, what's the point? Like, I can't even shoot this thing out of the sky unless I'm another transformer mobile suit. Because let's be real, right? This suit can outrange. I think I mentioned this in my video. This suit, like this, right now the smart beam gun in mobile suit mode can hit up to 550 range, right? 550 range. Right, you see me implementing my transformation without actually getting shot out of the sky, because I used it smart right there. They weren't looking at me, so then I used it, right? Sometimes I use it even though they're looking at me, but that's why most of the time I do it, because I know I can get the kill, or I know I can get the DPS in before they actually shoot me out of the sky. So it's all about being smart, man. Like, just use your head, you know. And like right here, you're gonna see poor Zars, man. You know, he can't do what I do, but I'm just going to basically showcase like how this suit is way better than a Hammer. And Zars is like a support main, and he's really good with the Hammer. But like me, I was just joking around with him. Like, I was like, "Okay, let me just like leave you for a second, but like reposition." Like, just to like, I wasn't rubbing it in his face. I was just like, I needed to showcase this because the reason why this suit is super strong is because it can do that. And like that right there, when I got shot at the sky. Now imagine if I had shot dampeners. He would shoot me and not stun me, right? And I would literally just shoot at him and like shoot him. I would kill him before he would be able to switch and try to follow up on anything, right? Like literally only suits that have transformation would be able to stop this suit. Like even the Kimberly Mark II, like it would be a little bit more difficult for that suit to actually, I mean, I showcased it. It's hard for that suit to chase the suit down. So if it shot me and I was out of the range, like for its like follow funnels or for it to lock onto me, well, it's not shooting me out of the sky, and I'm getting away from the Kimberly Mark II. So yeah, you got like don't think of it as like the other suits, like because it's a support that's got crazy DPS. Look at that, like I'm doing 2,200 a pop on that guy on the thighs. Like he's lucky I didn't like that. He lucky that dodge roll because like he would have been dead right there. Now tell me like, and he couldn't shoot me out the sky, so that's what it would be like all the time. You get me? Even if you had an instant stun beam rifle, I would literally be able to do that all the time. You know? So yeah, the suit would be broken. So you gotta like give BB some props for not bringing out a busted support, man. You know.
Look at that, bro.
But yeah, that's my video on the A1 showcasing how to use it properly, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. God bless.